Hello and welcome to our pitch presentation on Brad, a community fridge. I'm Anna.
I'm Fahad.
And I'm Sheba.
The problem. There are over 9 million tons of food wasted in the UK alone every year, despite the fact that there are over 8 million people living in food poverty. With the rising cost of living, we've seen an increase in the number of students struggling to pay for food, with 1 in 10 relying on food banks and 1/3 of students considering leaving higher education due to their inability to afford bills, food, and everyday expenses. Now, because students are rarely seen as in need, there are few services in place to assist them, and many are too embarrassed to seek help, leading to approximately 60% of students reporting financial insecurity.
Food costs have been rising over past year or so. We have prepared a list of essentials that an average student might need and the cost hike in last couple of years. We can see that there was a 35% increase in the food costs in 2022 as compared to 2021. We are only 2 months into 2023 and we have already observed a 7% increase in the prices as compared to last year. This increase in costs may not sound a lot, but if we look at the wider scenario and consider the increase in the cost of essential bills such as gas, electricity, water, rent, etc., and knowing that there has been no rise in minimum wage and the poverty premium in play, it becomes way harder for the students to pay for their food after they have paid for all other essential expenses.
Although our services will be marketed to all students, we are aware that some students may benefit more than others. For example, students like Alex, who is 19, just started university and is currently in a difficult financial situation, unable to afford meals but too embarrassed to seek help. We also have Jonathan, who is 29 and maybe a bit more stable financially. He cares about his environmental impact, has food he would be happy to donate, but is unaware of what the university offers to prevent food waste.
So, we hope to introduce to campus Brad the Fridge to repurpose, avoid, and donate. We aim to prevent food waste at every stage by educating students on how to repurpose their leftovers and tips on how to store their food, as well as provide an accessible and inviting area for students to either donate or take food.
Keeping the repurpose, avoid, donate motto in mind, we ran a survey among the University of Surrey students. And we found out that more than 85% of the students were willing to contribute to the idea of a community fridge. Around 80% of the students were willing to donate their unwanted food to the community fridge if the safety measures are taken. The most important thing that we found was that more than 85% of students said that they were unaware of any food waste services currently being provided at the University of Surrey. We have a few food share services already running at the university, but none of them offer this service regularly, nor have they done enough marketing, as we have seen in the data that we collected, that more than 85% of students are unaware of any of these. For example, we have Food Share and Get Giving Food, which are food share services that are not being run regularly, and instead they only take place once or twice every couple of months. We have the University of Surrey website where they have listed a few recipes for students to look at, but it does not contribute to the food waste problem. The closest to perfect thing that we found was Zero Carbon Guildford. We personally visited them and looked at their model of operation, but again, they are not located on campus, so they are quite not accessible for students. Hence, we want to present to you Brad, the community fridge that will be accessible for all the students, and it will be available for the students to use 24/7 all around the year.
What makes us different? Not only are we addressing 6 of the 15 global goals, we are an on-campus service allowing students to have easy access to food without feeling embarrassed. It's a project run by students and for students, not only focused on saving, but also educating students with tips on how to save, which is not only important for university life, but also for the future ahead.
We intend to focus a lot on advertising and marketing. Since students already do not know about the already existing services, we want our services to be known to everyone on campus. We have planned a number of ways to do that. For example, we intend to use Students' Union weekly newsletter that University of Surrey Students' Union sends to all the students at the university every week. We also intend to use societies and clubs group chats and course briefings to make more and more people aware of our service. The most important thing that we intend to do is advertising on the fridges or boards at the on-campus accommodations by using these stickers. This we intend to use it for marketing as well as educational purposes, and to remind the students that there is an alternative way to get rid of their unwanted food rather than throwing it away.
We decided to run a pilot to assess how many students used the service, how much food was left, what was the most popular item, was the location easy to find, would students be willing to donate 20 pence to keep the service running, and how did they hear about us? We ran our first pilot on the 14th of February, where we made recipe cards which were paired with small kits with ingredients. During the pilot, we rehomed 100% of the 185 food items and distributed kits to over 80 students, with some students coming back for more. We noticed items such as bread, pasta, flour, sugar, and cake mix were especially popular with students. Therefore, we hope to acquire more of those products for our second pilot. Students were asked whether they would be willing to donate 20 pence to keep the service going. The response was widely positive, with the majority of students reporting they would be happy to contribute. Unfortunately, we were unable to gather information on the location as we took advantage of Refreshers Fair, which had a high footfall. We plan on looking at this aspect further during our second pilot.
Currently, we have a 9-month plan to get this project running to its full potential. One of the core reasons why other food waste services at the university failed were due to students being unaware of their existence. Therefore, we plan on focus on marketing to make sure people know about our services consistently throughout our project. We have currently completed the task for our first month by running a pilot and are now focusing on running our second pilot for further data collection, as well as establishing an online presence to help students with cooking, storage, and repurposing tips. Our end goal is to establish a community fridge within campus. Therefore, by 6 months, we hope to have enough data to ensure that the purchase of a fridge is needed. And by 9 months, we wish to have not only be taking donations from campus businesses, but also students.
Our estimated initial cost to get this project up and running is about £3,500 approximately for first year. We have divided our expenses into essential costs and desirable costs. As you can see, most of the essential costs are one-time expenses, such as the cost to buy a fridge or freezer, or baskets or posters or stickers for the student fridges. The only recurring cost is that of insurance that we have to pay every year, but that is only £60. And in terms of desirable, we intend to provide food and hygiene training to students of the university so that they are able to oversee or supervise the fridge when needed. Hence planning to fight the cost of living crisis along with the food waste problem. We also intend to buy some bags and reusable coffee cups and use them for advertising and fundraising purposes. And ideally, we would also like to develop a bread app for our project. If only half of the students on campus donated 20 pence once a year, we would have approximately £1,600, which would cover food and hygiene training costs, our yearly insurance price, and we would still have money left for to be used for other expenses, hence making our project quite self-sustainable.
Now, we know for this service to be sustainable, we must generate some income. To do this, we plan to make Brad a campus brand. Keeping sustainability in mind, we plan to sell reusable bags and cups in university-based businesses. We hope that Brad will become a popular within campus and a shared experience between students of all ages and departments. We also hope an app can be developed to keep people up to date on what they have donated, taken, as well as what's currently available within Brad. While preparing for our pilot, we noticed how many businesses on campus sell hot food, which we wouldn't be able to store in our community fridge, Brad. This led to Magic Brad, which is a food bag sold at a much lower price for students. This would be advertised on the app, which would also include a tracking feature, allowing students to accompany their progress and impact on the environment, allowing us to keep students enthusiastic about the project.
There are a number of risks associated with food sharing because of food safety concerns. So in the beginning, no student donations of food are going to be accepted. We plan to conduct bi-weekly food checks by trained professionals to ensure all food there is safe to eat and fit for consumption. Because we want to prioritize safety, even if that means we have to move slow with the progress of the project and build trust to eventually move together with everyone for a bigger cause. This is our team.
I'm Anna.
I'm Fahad.
And I'm Sheba. And we also have Kat, who is the on-campus strategic and innovation advisor.
Thank you for listening, and remember, repurpose, avoid, and donate.